These people showed up, some of them with tear gas, firecrackers, and balaclavas. They was not coming there to have a good time. That's what I'm saying when I'm saying there's something a little bit sick about some of the people that are showing up. Did you ever think about that? You heard what happened with Cenat?
Yeah, I heard about that thing.
If you aren't aware, Cenat's probably the largest Twitch streamer at the moment. Very popular, very, very popular person. And he wanted to do a giveaway in New York. And so essentially in the core of the city, he ended up running the giveaway. Things got out of hand. First, it started off with about 300 fans, and the crowd grew to about 6,000 people. Fans started weaving in and out of traffic, setting off different types of explosive and firecrackers as everything kind of lost control. Police officers were sending in waves of cops. Yeah, this is when they scooped him. Before they arrested him, they just lifted him up. Yeah, I don't care what nobody says. If you under 5'7", you can never let another grown man pick you up like that. This really got this man in fetus position, being like, you going to jail. Short people fight for your rights. Get arrested with dignity.
But reportedly by 3, it was already packed, with the New York Times reporting that the event was held without a permit, and things quickly got out of hand when the crowd was spilling into the streets, blocking pedestrians and cars. And while most in the crowd were seemingly peaceful, some just got out of hand. Or you saw people jumping on cars, banging them, others throwing objects like rocks, fireworks reportedly going off at one point. There's no shortage of photos showing people climbing onto things. Also, Kai was in the crowd at one point, but then had to leave. Local reports saying that he exited in this car as people were literally climbing on top of it as it was moving. At one point, as the chaos is all unfolding, Kai posted about it on his Instagram story, writing that his fans are amazing and telling them to be safe. But also, ahead of this incident, according to the New York Post, he told his followers that they have a tendency to go too wild, and even saying depending on how rowdy things got, the situation might get shut down quickly, but also telling them we're gonna go crazy. And so with all this chaos, we saw a slew of arrests being made, and in fact Kai himself got charged with first-degree rioting, inciting a riot, and unlawful assembly. And that in addition to the NYPD saying that 65 people were arrested, 30 of which were juveniles. Also with that, footage of one of the arrests went viral, with police seemingly grabbing a person and shoving his face into a car window. There were also several other injuries reported. Also with all that, the injury that's perhaps getting the most attention is that of a 69-year-old food vendor who had his products stolen amid all this, apparently getting hit in the process.
Where did they hit you, sir?
With people getting outraged that this innocent guy just trying to do his job got hurt and caught up in all this. So with that, we saw political commentator Hasan Piker getting some backlash for how he responded, where he was discussing this whole thing, and while watching a clip about this vendor, he said,
I fucking despise local media, dude. Local media talking about $3 worth of Doritos. Like, you know, there was a bank run.
Or with many finding that to be a crude and insensitive response.
That was after he saw the old man. It's like an old man gets beaten up, and that was his response.
Response. Though it was also part of this kind of larger criticism Hasan had of local media's coverage of this, with him arguing that it played into the kind of boomer fear-mongering and saying that it was racially biased.
I think Kai being black and his audience being like black as well also will factor into the way that the media covers this. You know what I mean? Because people will immediately be like, oh, this is gang activity. Yeah, they're rowdy. They're rowdy teenagers. They're making it seem like this is an organized crime ring. The one time you see like a bunch of black teenagers around, you're like, oh my God, guys, businesses are being loaded.
Though we've also seen other viral posts of people pushing back against the narrative that this is like all racially biased.
I'll save my comments for in a little bit. Here's the thing. I think a lot of creators come into a lot of money very quickly and don't know how to manage it, don't know how to act with it. Do I think Kai's going to go to jail? No, I don't think those charges are going to stick. I think they're just doing this because they have to set an example, so they're pushing for it. And I understand why, because I agree. They need to set an example. But here's the fucked up thing. This was, in a lot of ways, really good for Kai and his brand. It gave him so much visibility, free press. I mean, worst comes to worst, he's going to get a slap on the wrist, in my opinion. And he's going to get some of the best press you could ever imagine. People who are mainstream, who've never heard of this guy, now a whole bunch of new people are hearing about him. And so now if he wants to drive money, brand deals, different things like that, he's got a whole new level of pull. So the fucked up thing is, through the destruction of property and all this other shit that's happening, this is actually benefiting his career in a tremendous way. Now, I don't know Kai. He may actually be really sad and devastated by this whole thing and doesn't want this kind of. I'm just saying, if I'm like the PR firm or whatever the fuck it is, I'm looking at this like, hey, this is amazing. We were not even intending for it to be this big. And in a lot of ways, it's like been very good for him. So that's the business side of things. The other side of business things is like, if this is not what he intended, and this is how it turned out, he needs to fire the PR people or his management or whoever thought it was a good idea to run an event like this, because you should see this kind of thing coming from a mile away. There are certain creators who just can't go out to public spaces and say, all my fans come out, and not expect it to go kind of crazy. You got to get some kind of new management, because there's no reason this should be happening considering the kind of pull y'all got.
Someone in your management should have said, no, we're not going to do it like that.
Or, yeah, exactly.
Or if you don't have that kind of people, now's the time, because you're at that point. You are, at some point,
Yes.
the biggest of something.
Yo, stop meat riding, bro. Stop dick riding, bro. Bro, just because you want a bit of clout, you don't have to be out here giving all these compliments. Just give the news. React to shit. How many more compliments you gonna give this nigga?
I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Fuck is wrong with you?
Go. Pause. But go.
The fuck is
Nah, bro. I didn't realize today was gonna be Meat Lovers Day. I didn't realize we got salami on the menu.
Hey, y'all.
I'm just saying. You was. Oh, hey, you the biggest, the baddest I ever had. Chill out, bro.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, that's what we all heard. Go ahead, just go ahead. It's like no meat lovers, vegetarian only. Let's go. Go.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Maybe I'm jealous. Did you ever think about that?
Did that?
Hey, listen. I'm just saying. My niggas gonna compliment random people, but like, yo, we hit 2 million.
Yo, get the fuck out of here. No, man. You need.
Let's go.
Oh, shit.
All right. All right, my bad. So, I'll cut you off. I apologize. Go ahead.
Nah, it's a done now. You stupid.
Nah, but you were saying some real shit. You one of the biggest, baddest I've ever had. Hey, listen. That's where you stopped. You can keep going.
right.
Best I ever had.
You. No, I never said that. You.
I even said I even said best I ever had. Best I ever had. Hey, pause. Where you going?
Stop. That's you, man. That's not me.
Hey, listen.
But you're one of the best out there, and of something that is worldwide. Everybody's gonna watch you. You can't just do random stuff like that. You just can't. You're not at that level no more. You left that level a while ago. Okay, you can't just be like, yeah, meet and greet, pop out in the park. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, what's going on?
Nothing. You got cream on?
I got cocoa butter.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, yo, why my arm shining? I'm like, yo, this arm not shining. Why is this arm? And then I realized I'm like, hey, there's something here. And it's smooth. Listen, I just I'm like, ooh, best I ever had. Just keep on.
Fuck out of here.
Stop. All this to say, yeah, you know,
Stupid.
and I feel like maybe I'm just so lucky I grew up on Spider-Man, but Uncle Ben's, you know, with great responsibility comes great power, always comes back. But a lot of these people don't have a training. They don't have the wherewithal. They don't have the knowledge. Should they know better? I feel like a lot of people think so. And so he's got to hold a lot of culpability for that. But the truth is, a lot of these young kids who, with their charisma and their personality, start drawing in all these viewers, they don't have the people around them set up to be able to make the right decisions, be it financially a lot of the times, or from a business standpoint, or from an event standpoint like this. If you don't have the right people in place, you're just going to make mistakes. So, do I think he intended for this? No. Do I think some of the videos make him look bad? Absolutely. What kind of beating you getting for this?
Oh, nuclear.
What? No. I gotta go.
Huh?
Stole a truck with the open that shit and they all ransacked it. Like, what am I looking at? And this is not on Kai. He didn't make these people do this. They had them in it before any of this shit happened. So I want to make sure that the conversation is not just centered on him as an individual, because there's a lot of other people who need to be accountable for their own actions. I mean, on the official channel, there's a video that's just wild. I'm like, if he's going to court, I would play this shit.
Look at this. Look at them. They standing like a unity, bro.
God, we gotta get right here.
What?
They think this is a civil
That's
right.
right now? I bet. So we out. God
damn.
damn. God damn. God damn. God damn.
I don't think none of these people that you see on the videos are PR people.
No. You know what? I'm going to say something else too, and this is probably where I agree with Jidion. I agree with him on the management thing, but this also too. You know one thing that's a big part of this story, and people don't like saying it, including Hasan Piker, but it's niggas. that's a part of this story. Yeah, you know, there's something to be said about the fact that a lot of like young people, and especially black groups, get together, and then it gets this violent and this rowdy. You got people stealing whole ass food trucks. You got folks robbing old men, running through liquor stores and beating them up. And like, there's a racial component or cultural component to this that's very real that like liberals never want to talk about because it's like, oh no, it's all racist. And then right wingers want to overemphasize like it's the whole story or there's some kind of genetic thing going on there. And it's like, no, but there's some element of like cultural rowdiness to this that is very, I think is present in a lot of teenagers, but is especially present in, I think, in some black teenagers. And so I think that's a part of the story, but I think people don't like saying it because they don't want to appear whatever it is. But I don't know. Maybe y'all feel differently. What do you think?
I think the way society is designed, it is meant for kids, for urban youth to be that way. Because if you listen to what the music that we listen to and what is pushed out there for us, there's a lot of rowdiness. There's a lot of crazy stuff that they be talking about. There's
What do you mean? I be playing drill when I'm studying in the library.
Sure.
Yeah, I be in yoga class with drill music. You never heard of yoga drill?
A lot of things that is pushed, there's a lot of violence, a lot of rowdiness, a lot of riots and stuff like that. They love to push that. They love to push that drug abuse. They love to push that rowdiness, that riot, that stuff like that. They do that. They don't push like, positive stuff and things. You know, it's just like the difference between the TikTok that we have here and the TikTok that I have in China, which is where TikTok is from. So I'm not all blaming it on that, but
That's definitely a part of it because like there's a lot of other YouTubers who had big meetups with fans, and you know a lot of them just didn't get violent. I think Jidion brought up Mr. Beast and him running his first chain and how many people showed up, which was like over 10, 20,000 people. And it was very civil with very little to no issues. You know, so there has to be some element of that we look at and, you know, that a lot of people brought up because, you know, we talk about the effect of hip hop on the youth and how it's influencing these people, be it with like, you know, guns and things like that. And I think there's an element of this that's real. That's real. And I don't know, for me, it's sad because there's so many other black youth that were there that were saddened by the fact, you know, I saw some videos of some people saying like, man, this is why we can't enjoy nothing. This is why we can't be having a good time. And it's true because you'll have groups of people who are extra rowdy ruining it for the other teenagers who just want to be chill and civil.
It's a bit what happened in Montreal.
Yeah, we've definitely had like waves of this kind of stuff happening. So it's sad because now a bunch of kids got injured. You got people leaving with like complete injuries, bloody faces, going to the hospital, and all this because we just sometimes don't know how to act. There was no reason for this to get violent. There was no reason for this to go crazy. You want to just say it's teenagers, but the truth is this don't happen all the time. Teenagers get together in large groups. So what's causing these kinds of issues? That's a part of the conversation I think is much larger and a different one. But I think it is something that's real. So I just wanted to bring that up. What did you want to say?
No, I never asked him what I said.
Anything else you want to say about Kai and this whole thing?
No, I don't know the dude that much. There's something about like not having a lot of things and stuff for generation. And when you see an opportunity to take, you will. And that is what I think. That in common, like just saying it's just niggas. I don't know why. It's a bit. I feel like it's a bit not disingenuous, but it's not the whole story. To just be like it's niggas. Yeah, okay, but you have to understand why. You have to understand where that's from, and you have to take that into account, like where it's from and why it's happening. When you've kept people in the, I'm not saying it's just that, and people don't have responsibility in that. They absolutely do. You have to be responsible for your actions. But when you deprive someone and some people and a group of people for so long of things they could do, I think that things like that might happen.
No, there's plenty of other marginalized groups who don't engage in this behavior. Sorry. I'm not going to use the fact that some bad shit happened in the past to say this is something that could happen. No, this happens because there's sick elements in our culture today. It has nothing to do with the past and all that stuff. It's what we encourage these young people doing today.
I think it's one and the other. It's the past, and you sprinkle that, you put 450 in the oven for 20 minutes, and this is what happens. I don't think it's just the thing that happens today, but it's also the things that happened in the past. It's generational. Your parents are going to speak a certain way because certain things happen to you, and then you go into that, and then there's a stuff that is implemented in your brain right now, socially, that's going to make you act like that. I think it's a bit of both.
Bruh, I didn't know where this shit was going. I'm just so disappointed.
It was going in her butt. It was going in her butt. It was going in her butt, bro.
I mean, hey, listen.
That's where it was going, in her butt.
She got the cheeks for that. Good for her. I just didn't see the comment. I don't know why the researcher put this shit in the fucking folder. I didn't know where this shit was going. That was crazy. That legitimately shocked me. I don't know. Like, first off, you have to think. There was like 30 niggas whose hands went on that football before she put it between her cheeks. Yeah. God bless her.
Talk about yeet. She yeet that ball. I'm talking about yeast. Bread.
Jidion said a bunch of stuff that I actually agreed with when he covered it. But there's one part that Jidion did that made me laugh. I want to play it for you.
Go ahead.
I've been noticing something. Like, is it just like me, or like, are kids just like different these days, bro? I'm out with my girl last night, right? I saw y'all boys. I was like, yo, Jidion. And I'm like, yo, I dap all them up. I take a picture with them. There's like a group of 8 or 10 of them, right? Then there was a dude inside of the restaurant. He worked there. And he was like, yo, Jidion, what's good, my man? I'm like, yo, what's good, Brody? How you doing? And I dap him up. And then, like, he just looks at me and he goes, yo, man, I'm sorry, but I gotta do this. And bro, like, just like reaches for my head and he tries to like take my do-rag off in front of my girl. And I've never met this man a day in my life. And I literally just grab his hand and like, I just like put it back to him. And I'm like, yo, man, we not about to grab people that we don't know like that. And like, Brody was like dumbfounded, like it was. Bro, I don't know what it is, but like, bro, what is it with people today, bro?
Sorry, I laughed pretty loud when I saw this.
Huh? What do you want me to say about that?
I'm just saying.
We fighting.
I don't even care about that. It's just funny hearing it coming from Jidion. When I see a YouTube prankster...
I didn't know that part.
That he pranks people?
I don't know Jidion. But he pranks people?
Yeah. He does good pranks, though. That's what kills me.
So
he's like, what is it with young people these days? But it's funny because I'm looking at you and a lot of other creators on these platforms and the way that they go about doing stuff, invading other people's space, really concerned about like making their own content. And to be fair to Jidion, he's probably one of the people who does it in a way I really like. But still, you know,
it's like
what was done to you in a lot of ways is what y'all be doing to other people. If not you, it's a lot of the other pranksters y'all be defending. So it's just funny to me. People like, yo, kids, you know, days, but like they're seeing what y'all do and then they're replicating in a lot of
on
ways.
you. I don't know what it is about these kids making all these videos and commenting on them. I don't know what it is. Like they all have opinions and stuff.
Oh, you trying to say that's what you do? True. And I'm just like, yo, people already stressed out financially. You just break in their car. Oh, I don't know. It's just, there's so much about this that's fucking sad and unnecessary. Well, any thoughts on the?
She put that ball in her butt.
So you see that shit? You see generational trauma when you see?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When they break in that car, you see generational trauma.
Oh yeah, it's Martin Luther King Jr.
Civil rights? No, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
I mean, MLK had a dream. I don't think it was none of that.
Now listen, these kids' parents must also be having dreams sleeping because raising some savages.
I could never be caught.
But I digress.
Eating.
I feel like it's going to foster some good discussion, so we want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this whole situation? Do you believe Kai should be punished very severely? What do you think should happen?
To an extent.
What about the individuals involved? Do you feel like there's more to the story and why these things went out of hand? I don't know. I think when people want to chalk it up to just teenagers being teenagers, I think we all know that's not true. I don't believe people believe that it's just teenagers being teenagers. But we want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below.